All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talking Gamecocks with Ben and Rich. This is episode number 5, I think. So we're a full hand, and we're on episode number 5. Some news broke over the last week, and we're going to make an episode and talk all about what happened with this news. Little good, little bad, but how's it going? You doing all right?
Yeah, it's football season, man. Players reported a week ago or so, and I've been practicing for a week, just getting into full pads, and kickoff is 3 weeks from yesterday. I'm excited. Eastern Illinois, September 4th.
Yep.
3 weeks from yesterday. It's football season. It's here.
Yep. Excited
It's go time, It's go time. I'm pumped up.
Yep. Kids are getting back to school. Just college is starting back up. Classes, all the fun stuff.
That time of year.
Yeah, and especially down in
95 degrees, and we're ready to play football.
Yeah, especially down in the southeast, you just get that college vibe of, okay, it's about the season's about to start, summer's ending, football's just right around the corner. So So South Carolina started their practices last week, and there's a little minor incident that happened at one of the practices. And do you want to explain the story of like what happened that Friday?
Apparently they were doing some goal line work with the offense, and it was a quarterback keeper play, and Luke Doty, who is projected to be our starter, got his foot stepped on in the process of he actually did score a touchdown on the play and finished out the practice, but somebody stepped on his foot. I'm sure it was purely accidental, but he finished the practice, and later on, this would have been Friday night. Apparently after practice, it started bothering him. They did multiple tests, x-rays, I'm assuming MRIs, those types of things, and nothing is broken or torn, but he does have a sprained foot. Projected time on that is probably 3 to 4 weeks. He's now officially doubtful for the season opener against Eastern Illinois on September 4th, which puts our two backup guys. Jason Brown is a kid we got out of Delaware State. I believe he's a transfer. He played some at Delaware State. Coach had a lot of good things to say about him. He's a big, strong kid, has a strong arm. I've heard good things that he has a real good arm. But he is what's known as he's a pocket kind of passer. He doesn't have a lot of mobility. He's a big kid, like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. 215, 220. So he's a big kid with a big arm. Our other option besides Jason Brown at quarterback right now is a kid named Colton Gauthier. Gauthier, I think that's how you say his name. It's Gauthier, Gauthier. He's a true freshman. He graduated from high school early in January, so he could come and be part of spring practice. He's been in school since January, but he's very young. He's never taken a major college snap, but he was highly thought of coming out of high school. He was recruited under the last coaching regime and decided that he liked Coach Beamer, and he would stay around and stay with his commitment. So he's our other option at quarterback. And the injury to Luke Doty gives both of them a great opportunity for one of them to maybe step forward and, show what they can do. Thankfully, the situation with Doty wasn't as serious as initially thought. He'll be back in maybe 4 to 6 weeks, and we can go from there.
The two fresh faces that might be starting the Eastern Illinois game and not be Luke Doty. And who knows, Luke Doty could be better in 2 weeks and he starts. Who knows? But like, it's just crazy to think that like if you go straight from high school, Colton, and going straight to college, and you might be the starter for the first game of your freshman career, or Jason Brown, a transfer. He probably wasn't expected to start or the first game or something like that. And just like you said, there's always improvement to where these two guys have the perfect opportunity to show the world and all the South Carolina fans like what they got. And who knows, they might perform better than Luke Doty would have, or worse, who knows. But
that's a great point, Ben. The fact of the matter is we all love Luke Doty and we want him to be successful, but he hasn't proven anything either. He hasn't done anything on the field much either. So, I mean, it's not like he was, our leader and had established himself as a great starting quarterback.
Yeah.
The jury was still out on him. Not to say that he couldn't do great things, but he hadn't shown anything yet that, yet. So, I mean, I hate that the kid got injured. Luckily, we have a few weeks before the season starts. Luckily, our first game is against a team that we should be able to beat with just about, I don't want to say anybody at quarterback, but, one of those Colton, Gauthier, or Jason Brown should be able to lead us to a win over a team like Eastern Illinois. So that gives us about a month or so to get our quarterback situation straight and hopefully get Luke healed up, and we'll go from there. But we've got other problems other places too. I mean, we got our number one running back has got something wrong with his back. I mean, it's not, according to everybody that should know, it's a minor thing and he should be ready to go, but he still had a back procedure done.
I think
we're still everybody's worried about.
I think it's because quarterback is the number one position that everyone looks to when they don't know football, when they know football, because it's the person that touches the ball the most, except for the center, and the most playmaking
every play,
the most playmaking abilities, and it's a really important position. So that's I felt the same way right when you texted me that news. You said, hey, Luke Doty hurt his foot. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Kind of like thinking about like, okay, how negative is this going to go? But with the press conference, and we were looking forward to Saturday after practice, Beamer was going to have a press conference. And I'm pretty sure that was the first question that was asked was, how's Luke Doty doing? What was the update? But before the questions were even asked, I'll make sure to post
the link to the press conference.
And that. I'm having trouble saying it. It's in the description box. Go watch it if you want.
Post the link to the press conference.
Yep. And so the opening of the conference or the press, Shane Beamer basically explained like he was really upset to see all the negativity and giving upness on the entire team just because one player hurt his foot in Luke Doty. It was a really great bunch of like things that he was saying of South Carolina Gamecocks are not just one player, and we are made up of more than that. And it was really upsetting to him that a lot of people gave up in a matter of a snap and a matter of like an instant. People said, oh, this season's done, whatever, wipe it away. Even I'll be honest, like I kind of felt that way whenever you texted me those news. I was like, okay,
I did too.
Oh geez, this is not good. But it was really inspiring and really felt good, like the attitude that Shane Beamer went about in the press conference and was able to explain it in a different kind of perspective that I'm sure a lot of Gamecock fans didn't see. How do you feel about it?
He came out and was fired up. I think he was a little, more than a little, PO'd at the fans who did just what you said, and I was as guilty of it as anybody. He's ready to say, well, there goes our chance to do much of anything. But after seeing him talk and hearing what he had to say, he's right. It's a team game. One player does not make the difference between having success and having failure. After I thought about it, I realized that we got two other guys. This gives them an opportunity for them to prove themselves, and gives them an opportunity to get better. And the other thing, this is not a negative on Luke Doty, but the fact of the matter is, Luke Doty, he played okay last year. He didn't come in and play lights out.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't come in, and he wasn't the second coming of Connor Shaw last year. He played okay, and you saw some glimpses of how he could be a good player with enough practice and work. And you hope for the best with Luke Doty. And he's our most experienced guy coming back, sure, but he hadn't proven anything either. So, you don't know whether this is a net loss. Obviously, it's a net loss, but, like I said, it gives somebody else a chance to be better. Mm-hmm. And Luke will be back. He'll be back in a month or so, and that'll give us. Then we'll have three guys again to work with, and we'll go from there. I mean,
yeah,
like Coach Beamer said, we just you have to move forward. And right now, moving forward, we go with the two guys that are healthy and ready to go.
Makes a lot of sense. And excited for football season. Like we said, September 4th is our first game against Eastern Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
let me,
in a small school.
The thing I love, you got to love Coach's attitude. I think what he said at his press conference was directed as much at the team, at his players, as it was the fans. He doesn't want the players to get down either and think that just because we lost the guy who's taking snaps with the number one team, don't think that we're going down like a house of cards. Because we're going to go down fighting. We got a team full of guys, and y'all are all great. I think his message was as much to his team as it was to the fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said that in his presser too I'm really glad that the team doesn't really pay attention to social media because it was really terrible, and I'm sure
that's his way of telling them. That's his way of telling them to ignore all of that nonsense.
Yeah.
And just, y'all are all great players. And one player doesn't make the team. Yeah, the quarterback is super important, but we don't know what Luke Doty was going to be.
Yeah.
Or what he's going to be. We don't know yet. We don't know what Jason Brown is. We don't know what Colton Gauthier is. We need to give everybody a chance. We'll find out on the 4th what everybody's going to be.
Who knows?
I'm thankful we have a team and a game that we open up with that should be a fairly easy game for us to win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we got that kind of game to start with instead of playing somebody like Kentucky or Vanderbilt or somebody like that to open with.
Yeah, it would hurt a lot more if it was like a Georgia or Alabama that we were losing a big quarterback. But like we said, I feel like it provides a great opportunity to where even if you look at it from Luke's point of view, he gets hurt and he gets to help these other quarterbacks, these younger guys. And what happens whenever or if these guys play lights out at this Eastern Illinois game and then the coaches say like, hey, maybe we'll kind of keep like a 3 quarterback rotation, or not rotation, but what happens if these guys play so well that they might challenge Doty when he comes back? Like he might have to earn a spot back on the team to get back to that quarterback position. I don't know. You just never know.
The other thing is maybe it might even help him to watch from the sidelines for a week or two. Maybe he can see things see the mistakes that the other quarterbacks make and learn from that. I don't know. We'll see. We just have to, go forward.
Yep. It's not a knockout punch. It's definitely just a little jab, or like not a power punch.
Still got some good players, and we still got a reason to go to work every day and get better.
Yeah.
Get ready for the season. A lot to play for.
Yep. What's the other big news we got going on you were telling me about? With Dawn?
Yeah, the only other news I know is they're working on an extension and a contract for Dawn Staley, which will probably make her one of, if not the highest paid women's basketball coach in the country. And every dollar of it is deserved and earned and well spent.
Yeah.
She is one of the best coaches in the country and has one of the best programs, and is obviously one of our best athletic programs. So she's worth every dollar.
Yeah.
That's the word. They're working on an extension for her, though.
Hope it gets re-signed. And
I think they should let her coach the men's team. You know, she had an interview with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in the last one.
If an NBA team is willing to give her a shot, why can't she coach our men's team?
This is a good point, but would you sacrifice the women's team just to bring back up the men's team?
I'm not sure how many recruits she would get either, but
I don't know. She's a pretty well-known coach.
Couldn't do any worse than Frank Martin.
Very true.
Yeah, it's football season, man. I'm pumped up. I was watching the Panthers today.
Preseason?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's here.
All right, everyone. That's all the news for today. We hope that Luke Doty does get to feeling better. But as the Gamecocks prep for Eastern Illinois up in 3 weeks, we should have maybe a couple more shows coming out because football season's coming in. We'll see how that comes, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more news to cover. And if you guys have watched all the way up to here, we really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Later. Go Cox.